Hello, PHED 342. I didn't have enough time in class today to run over the lifestyle coaching and goal setting assignment, so I wanted to do a really quick video. If any of you wanted to get a jump start on that right now, or just kind of plan out your time, because I know we have a quick timeline in this class due to it being that half semester condensed version. So the module is up here, so it's just lifestyle coaching, goal setting. When you open it, you're going to see a few things. The full assignment guidelines are here, and you'll see 10 points. The whole assignment, as according to the syllabus, is 30 points. I break it up into these different parts, but just know the actual guideline component is right there. And then 20 additional points come from some reflection. So we'll look in a second what those look like. So here's the project details. Once you open the assignment, this is what you'll see, or there's also, I think, a link to download this. Basically, it's now that you've done a challenge yourself as the participant for almost 5 weeks, now is a chance for you to be on the other end, so to be facilitating it. We're going to do this in a very short-term time frame, so keep that in mind. It's short term, okay? And it's for you to get some practical experience in a physically active or lifestyle related goal setting implementation effort. So here's our essential steps. First step, this is what I've mentioned already and you should be doing right now, is finding basically a volunteer who's going to essentially be your subject, your athlete, your client, whatever. I just call them a project collaborator. And it should be someone who either already has a lifestyle goal that they are working towards and they can work with you in a very short period of time for a short-term action plan, or someone who's willing to set a short-term lifestyle goal. The next component, which you can also do already, is set up the meeting. Okay, this can be in person, it can be over the phone, it can be video chat. So this person does not have to be physically here in person. It can be in another place, state, country, whatever. My one rule is that it is not, or I guess it's two rules, is that it's not somebody else already in this class. So it can't be somebody in PHED 342. And ideally, it would be somebody who isn't like very close to you. So like someone who's your partner, like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever. If you have nobody else, just let me know, ask me, and we can chat about it. But ideally, I would try to keep it outside of that type of relationship. Third step, and this is where in class on Wednesday you're going to get some more information, so this might seem a little challenging for right now, is create. So basically you're going to create a goal setting tool that you are going to use when you actually meet or do your face-to-face meeting. So part 2 is just set up the meeting. You're not doing the meeting yet. Part 3, you're creating this tool. So basically it's a document that you are going to create. Okay, I give you a few examples on Canvas, which I'll show in a second, but you create this. This is part of the task. So you're going to create this document and you will fill it out with them during your initial meeting. And basically you can steal ideas from the example that are on Canvas, we'll go through in class, but really just make it fit your situation. So you don't have to use any of them as a guide. You can create your own version. You can make it as colorful or as graphically oriented or not as you want. A few things that must be on it though. Here's my requirements. You have to include the SMART checklist. It's the same thing that we used for our goal setting process, for our challenge. Okay, so you have to use that same checklist. It has to include space for the action plan. So the week, it's going to be 5 days minimum. So it doesn't have to start on Sunday or Monday. It could be any 5 days. They just have to be consecutive. So action plan is basically a process-oriented goal. It's action-oriented. That's what we're setting. Should include a timeline. So timeline is going to be when you're going to have the meeting. It's going to be when they're going to start working on the goal, when you're going to be checking in with them, when do they check back in with you. Is there anything within those 5 days that are important that you should put in the timeline? Or if you're going to do maybe, again, this is very short term, but a quick reassessment, if you're going to add another goal partway through, whatever it is. You have to have a space for them to identify barriers that they're working with. And then also space for them to identify what type of support that they're going to need. So support just means, are they going to need a text every day from you? Are they, is Snapchat a really great way for them to stay accountable because they can just send pics and videos? Do they need to incorporate another person in their life? So maybe you're working with your roommate, but your roommate has a girlfriend or boyfriend, and we want to have the girlfriend or boyfriend help support them in this goal. So they also need to identify what else might they need. And then the accountability plan, that really comes down to the check-ins. So how often are you checking in with them, and vice versa. Step 4 is the actual meeting. So that means you do your call, or you show up, you just chat with them. You ask them, what have they been doing? What are they doing for activity? How's their nutrition? What are areas that they want to work on? It's basically kind of feeling them out to see where they might want to set their goals for this very short-term challenge. Part 5 is in the meeting itself. And so in the meeting together with them, they may not be able to they don't know how to do a short-term process or action SMART goal. You know how to do that. You've done it in this class. So they may come up with a product-oriented goal. It's going to be up to you to reel them in and make sure it hits all of these elements of this action-based SMART goal. And keep in mind, this has to be something within 5 days. So it's not like they're going to lose 10 pounds, or they're going to, bench press, hit a 10-pound bench press PR. These are going to be more like steps related to frequency of doing a movement, or a behavior like drinking water. A lot of the stuff that we did in our challenge that was more lifestyle oriented. And so basically what these goals are, they're really going to be more like tasks or mini challenges that you're going to stick with them and make sure they accomplish in those 5 days. And then any of the techniques that we learned in class, this could go all the way back to our yoga module. Maybe it is related to stress management, and you're going to help them, use an app like Calm, for example, for all 5 days. Or maybe you're going to just have a daily chat with them, and it's going to be about positive self-talk, whatever it is. And then after this meeting is done, you are going to submit your completed template of goals. So the template you made filled out with the goals that you have, and you're also going to complete your journal number 1. That's your reflection on how this meeting went. For step 6, this is during the 5 days. You're helping them stick to their holistic plan. Again, I put physically active, but it's okay to incorporate other goals that are more lifestyle oriented that, again, help support a healthy lifestyle. Make sure that if they need additional help that you didn't plan for, like maybe another meeting, if something, tragic happened or unplanned, you might have to help and support them more. And then at the end, basically a meeting or connection with them, could be in person, could be not, just to kind of do an end discussion. How did things go? Did they like this of having small daily actionable steps to take? Did they have to change anything? Was your support, whatever way it was it helpful? What are their next steps? Do they want to keep this up? Are they going to make the goal longer now? So basically a follow-up meeting. And then that's going to relate to your second journal entry. So what to submit? There's different deadlines on Canvas, so make sure to check them. You're going to upload that goal setting tool that is filled out. Okay, it's after your meeting. Also, after the meeting, you're going to do Lifestyle Coach reflection number 1. And so really it's just a quiz, it's 10 points. This is literally what it says. Then when the challenge is all done, or your 5 days are done, you've had that final recap meeting with them, you're going to answer questions like this on the quiz. And so basically, how did it go? Give some information after you met up with them, and that's it. So deadlines are listed on Canvas. So we've got the submitting the template, and which has their filled out goals, and the Lifestyle Coach reflection number 1. I put February 14th, so at the end of the day, next Wednesday, as a deadline. That really is a goal just to make sure we get things wrapped up in time. That will provide you at least 5 days before the end of the actual class. And then February 18th, it's Sunday, end of the day, is where this reflection number 2 is due. Ideally, you can start this anytime. You can start it tomorrow if you want to. You can start their 5 days starting on Wednesday. It just has to be 5 consecutive days. It is really important, though, that you submit this not late, because Canvas shuts down for you basically on February 18th. So at midnight or 11:59 p.m. after that, you won't be able to have access to it. That's just the date that Canvas has decided this course is done. And so please let me know in advance if your person you're working with has a unique timeline and you need to go beyond that to finish the assignment. I can be flexible, but you need to let me know in advance, not on Sunday, February 18th. Okay, so ideally by Friday the 16th, ideally before that. You honestly should know by the beginning of next week, the 12th or so, if the person is going to need more time or if you're going to need more time with them. So that's the assignment. Feel free to get working on it. Class on Wednesday, we are going to discuss this in much more detail on the 7th. So, but just in case you wanted to go for it, take a look at everything below down here. Here are three, they're PDFs, but just three examples, and these are literally ones I've used in the past with clients and athletes that I work with. There's nothing special or fancy about them. It's just a format, and I kind of just tweak the format to pull off any of the related branding of the places I worked for. So feel free to look at those as examples. We will also use these and look at them in class on Wednesday.